Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmakers getting cooked. When I spot a dirty keg of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies then, eh? Welcome to the best MLB show on God's green earth. I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets, and it's Tuesday, so you know what that means. We've got Ribeyes with Mike to hold you over on your hitting props, as well as the pitchers that I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about the 5 on the board. We're also going to touch on a little Pablo Lopez and Walker Buehler, and yeah, so if you like what you're hearing, do me a favor, smash that like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. On this show, we will talk the opening lines of pitching props as well as the closing line for the K props 30 minutes prior to the show going live. Pablo Lopez, guys, he ain't going today. When I look at the rain, guys, it's nothing below 35% all the way up to like 80%. If he does go, he's going to have action at getting showered on at any given time, and no, I just don't believe the game goes. And if they do go, I sure as fuck don't want my money on Pablo Lopez if there's rain, and it shows there is rain throughout the whole night. We'll talk Walker Buehler at the end, but I had to touch on Pablo. That ain't a guy I'm skipping over, guys. But I ain't no fucking weatherman. But what I have learned is if it shows anything under 15% on the hourly that they're playing, and it shows 34% or worse throughout the whole night. So I just don't want to fuck around and find out with the weather. Now we've got us a situation, guys, where we never get to talk this because the lineups are never out. And shout out to everybody yesterday. You know, you guys were sneaky, and hopefully you guys bet that shit and made some money. I've given you guys the tools and the nuggets, and I do appreciate those that do listen. Yes, I auto bet Sanchez at home, ground ball pitcher in Philadelphia, guys. That was the bet I was talking about. But a lot of people did come at me with the Skeens under yesterday. Because why? Because they fucked with his line, fellas. If FanDuel is offering a different line than them, what is the public on? Everybody and their fucking mother was on the over yesterday, yet FanDuel has a 7.5 minus 150, and everybody else was at 8.5. It's been 80% or better to the books. You fade the fucking public, fellas. It just is what it is in those spots. If he hits, it's been by the hook. You really want to pay minus 150 for by the fucking hook? Nah, man, you ain't going to be doing this for that long, man, or at least putting real money on it. And this is the situation we start off with today. Bryce Miller at the Guardian, striking people out this year 25% of the time, while walking people 7.5% on the year. Morning line, 3.5 minus 166 on DraftKings, where the lineup is out now, and the best line available is 3.5 minus 160 on DraftKings, or 4.5 at plus 134 on FanDuel. Pitching out 17.5 minus 125 juice to the over, whereas earn runs 2.5 minus 145 juice to the under, now minus 125. The lineup is out. It is actually 8 lefties, 1 righty when it was projecting 7 and 2. Bryce Miller, guys, gets the Guardians, where over the last 15 days, they're the Guardians. They're not walking. They're league best in not striking out at just 14% of their at-bats with a top 6 isolated power. So it says they're crushing the ball. Let's go see who they've seen. As I told Team Sharpie, guys, it was an under on Barrios when he faced him. And he went out there, 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, had only 1 strikeout. Kevin Gosman went 5.1 innings. We talked about it on the show, how it was an over spot. Gave up 3 runs, hit his over, had 6 punch-outs. And they've seen the Reds without Green, the Marlins, Royals, Nationals, all who don't have a right-handed pitcher I'd look to go bet and over with. So why do we get such a low number? Well, it's the fucking Guardians, and it does show a slight chance of showers in this game. But that's not enough a reason why they dropped it. In fact, guys, the Guardians are one of the best teams in baseball at making chase contact. And this year alone, not talking about last year, this was a problem for Bryce Miller. This year, he has faced 5 teams in the top 7 chase contact, guys, where he had 3 and 6 strikeouts versus the Astros in 2 games, 4 versus the Yankees, 1 versus the Royals, and 1 versus the Orioles. 1-1-4. And it's a 3.5, guys. That's why you get that 3.5, guys. So all those teams, like the Guardians, are elite in chase contact. Is when I go through this projected lineup, guys, we have some fucking issues. As I thought I can be sneaky and get in on an over, as there are 8 guys in this lineup. Well, now with the lineup out, we have 7 guys in this lineup who are elite at chase contact, as well as them projecting 7 lefties, and we actually got 8 now. And this year is K percentage versus lefties, yes, is up 4% from last year, but it's still a putrid 22% compared to 28 from the right-handed side. So when I went through the 5 teams he's seen this year that were elite at making contact when they chase, if they sent out 5 or more lefties versus Miller, he had 1, 3, and 4 strikeouts respectfully. He's getting 8 fucking lefties with 7 guys who make chase contact. Everything in this thing tells me should be an easy under. When I go through the whiff and on all of his pitch mix, as he's a heavy fastball sinker type guy, he will throw the sweeper, he will throw the slider, and he'll throw the split predominantly to lefties. Well, we get that pitch, guys. And strictly off a whiff alone, guys, I come up with 4.5. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys being fucking question marks. So that 4.5 can drop down to a 3 or a 2, or can jump up to a 6, depending on if those halves actually strike out or don't. And that's not enough for me to fuck around and find out. And especially seeing what FanDuel did. FanDuel moved it up. The public is on this as what, guys? An easy under, right? An easy under. Nothing in life is easy, guys. So what FanDuel's telling me is he's going to land right on fucking 4, if not 5, guys. So you want to be on the side of the books. The public right here is, oh, it's the Guardians. They're the best team at not striking out. They're not going to. Dude, the books don't do this shit. I've been preaching it to you all year long. It's been working. It just happened with Skeens yesterday. And we're right back in front of our face again today, guys, where every book is giving us a 3.5, and FanDuel is right there with that 4.5. FanDuel tells the sign. It's just been the way it's been. 80% of me tracking it plus this year, guys. FanDuel tells the sign. So what that's telling me is he's getting 4, if not more. So careful. This easy under is not so easy if you look at the whiff percentages on a split to some of these guys in this lineup. Naylor at the bottom is for sure striking out. And then if you guys, like, it's not just looking at the whiff mix. I do it on this show all the time. I compare pitchers. I like to compare pitchers. Who in the last 15 days that I just read out is fastball split slider combo? His name is Kevin fucking Gosman, guys. He went 5.2 innings and had, or 5.1 innings and had 6 punch outs. The pitch mix can get him is what I'm getting at, guys. So I'm going to just completely stay off. I wanted the sneaky over, but it's just not enough there for me, guys, as I see the numbers. I see 8 lefties. I see everything that tells me under. So even though my heart wants the under, I've still got to listen to what I've seen to what these books do. And I'm not betting minus 165 under 4.5. because I wanted the over originally. I could see how the over actually hits. Will it be tough? Yes. He's not going to run up 8 or 9 today, I don't think. But if he hits, it's at that 5 or 6 mark. So, yeah, it's just super frustrated on this one. Did a bunch of fucking work. Thought I wanted the over, then I thought I wanted the under, and then FanDuel had to pop out that shit on me. So that tells me he's getting 4 on the dot, if not 5. And that tells me Sharpie don't want to fuck around and find out, guys. But what I do want to fuck around and find out about is some hitting props. Because my dude's here, fellas. Not my dude, but your dude. Our dude. Dude. And he's not just a dude. He's a fucking shark. And he's not just a regular shark. It's the last Megalodon fucking living.
Megalodon, the size of really 2 school buses. Are they extinct? Are they extinct?
That's the big question.
What's the new evidence now? A satellite photo near Sao Paulo. When you compare them next to the first photo, I'd say that's a 70-foot shark.
Hey, 70-foot shark. How you been, my boy? Busy as all hell, I see. Yeah.
Grinding, my guy. Grinding right now. I'm probably a little laggy, so I apologize. I got a little download going in the background, but I'm ready to go, brother. Let's get this money today. I'm fired up. I looked at the board, and I saw a couple spots that I want to play because I love the angles. I saw a couple of spots I want to play because I love the prices. And we got a 5-pack today, Sharpie. We're going 5 wide tonight to get this cash.
Let's get it in there then, boy. I like 5 wides, bro. You know me. If it ain't 280, she ain't a lady, baby. Let's do a little bit of 5 wide.
It was a high point of contention the other day. We were debating, is it 280? Is it 380? Was it 480? I don't know.
It was 280 and Mike took off with it, dude. You know, Mike took it to 380 and then the next day, you know, a couple cocktails later, I'm fucking freaking refrigerators. It's like, damn, bro. I mean, the one time I got in a RAV4 and rolled off a girl and had to stay on my side, it sticks with me forever.
Yes, you know, those are the breaks, Sharpie. But let's talk about the breaks as we look at the Padres and the Phillies to kick this thing off today. You know, interesting spot. I've been pretty anti the San Diego Padres simply because, you know, you look across their last stretch of games this last week in a couple of days. And, you know, for what that's worth, you know, we've seen the Padres -1.5 covering at a high clip. But if they're not covering the run line, they ain't covering that team total either. And so we've seen that they are now, I believe it's 4-16 between the run lines and their team totals over the last week and some change. So that being said, I think Aaron Nola is a regression candidate out there. Look, 5 straight quality starts for this guy. I do like what he's got going on out there, but you know, Boston, the best lineup that he's faced, arguably, I guess, maybe in this case here. I think there's an opportunity for Nola to kind of come out leaky just off the hop. And, you know, the way I isolated this one, I talk about the competition and the angles. Louis Arise coming out of that Miami system, plenty of opportunities to see Aaron Nola. And, you know, we look at what Nola does out here. I should say Louis Arise, the lefty-righty mismatch opportunity. Louis over at .378 when it comes to the batting average, 98 at-bats against a righty, smashed 37 hits, a home run, and an RBI in the leadoff role. I thought about Fernando Tatis. I thought long and hard. I thought maybe Tatis is a guy I want to get behind, but 6 at-bats against Aaron Nola, no success. Louis, on the other hand, 12 at-bats, 3 hits in the leadoff position to get this thing done at a +240. I do expect to see a little leakiness out of Nola in this first 5 innings, specifically trying to focus in on getting the leadoff guy to knock one down right off the gate. We see the Phillies score a ton first, but I think in this case here, I think Phillies are very much in trouble. Michael King and company should be able to get the job done today on a side, and I like Louis Arise at +240 to get this first ribeye in our bellies. Let's go.
Man, you like the Padres versus your Phillies with Trey Turner coming back?
First game a guy comes back, you know, I like to get in a situation where I fade those spots in this team here.
He didn't even take a fucking rehab game. You took 6 weeks off and didn't even rehab? I don't care who you are, bro. But okay, yeah, that was very frustrating to see because I mean I want to run King a little bit, but Turner's a bitch. But it's like,
you know, and I think you know, the boys are certainly capable of this Phillies offense of going out there and getting the job done any single day. They're probably the #1 team in terms of covering team total overs in Major League Baseball. But As it relates to this game here, give me a guy that's seen him before. We see the inconsistency of the bats, but when they do heat up, Louis Arise is one of the guys they need to be the leader in the pack. So that's what I'm rolling with to kick things off, Sharpie.
Lad, let's talk about it real quick too. Because since I'm going to talk Nola, I talk Nola all the time.
Yeah.
But Nola, like you said, Luis Arias, 12 at bats, no strikeouts. I hope Profar, another guy, 12 at bats, no strike or one strikeout. Peralta's going to be in this lineup, 12 at bat or 20 something bats, 2 strikeouts. Like, there's a lot of high contact guys that do got Nola's number on this. So I'm thinking it might be an over because I think King. They're saying King's giving up his butt cheeks. His earned runs are at minus 165 to the over 2.5. Like, you rarely see that, and they do not give up 3 runs.
So you look at the bottom of the order, and you talk about these guys as well. David Peralta, Hassan Kim, and Louis Campusano are 3 guys that are certainly able to get bat on ball. They have the highest success rate of anybody on the San Diego Padres against Nola. So you've got Peralta at a 500. Hassan Kim at a 286 and Louis Campusano at a 667. And you're saying, well, why are you talking about the 7, 8, and 9? Because then when they cycle back around, the 1 is back up. So we should have some meat on the bone for guys to knock them in at the second time around for Nola. And then I expect things to get just.
I like it. That's
how
good.
we go.
That's sneaky good.
Yeah, I think, especially when you see a spot like that in the bottom of the lineup, the price to me, it's all about the implied probability. And more often than not, I think he's going to go out there and get the job done. Let's talk about an AL East battle, Sharpie. Here's a big showdown here. This one is ultimately, I think, for all the marbles. The Yankees coming off that series against the Red Sox, now facing the Baltimore O's in Yankee Stadium. What I think is impressive about that is, Baltimore is going to get jacked up to come out here and play in Yankee Stadium. We got the wind. It looks like it's going to be sailing, and we got Nasty Nestor, who certainly is able to go out there and mow everybody down at any given time. But, my goodness, this 4-hole, you're giving me Gunnar Henderson in the 4-hole. I love taking a lefty-lefty matchup. I just talked about the lefty-righty. Anytime I can get this mismatch situation, though, or less than favorable or ideal spot, I want to jump all over it. And again, we got Westberg, Rutschman, and Mountcastle in front of Gunnar Henderson. Gunnar Henderson is labeled across my dashboards for home run, highest probability for home run, highest opportunity to get an RBI. He might even get himself a 2+ spot. We have favorable hitting conditions in Yankee Stadium. And another guy that I think is potentially due for a little regression. He's been kind of pitching outside of his numbers, but at least he's been starting very strong. But I think Baltimore's another team in this game here. Live dog opportunity. These bats can heat up at any given time. They're going to be fired up. This is for the AL East. The Yankees have shown some vulnerability. And we know the deal. Soto and Judge are monsters. The rest of the squad's doing their part as well. Volpe and Trevino are other guys that get the job done there to keep things rolling. But the more that they strike in there, the more that they get runs on the board, the more they're going to have to turn to their guy in the 4-hole. Shortstop, Gunnar Henderson right now, priced at plus 195. I don't understand it. You got a guy in the 4-hole potatoes out there. What are we doing with ourselves here? Plus 195 action.
That's crazy for a guy sitting in the 4-hole. They're straight like saying, he ain't getting it. Please bet it. We will give you this. I'm
not going to be greedy. I mean, here we go. We started off with a 240. We got a plus 195. Why not take a shot for these guys to swing for the fences? One of them hits. We're still profitable by over a unit.
Yeah. Dude, I've seen you too many times, bro. Go 2-2 and walk away with 1, 2, 3 units, bro. This is the way to go. RBIs, baby.
We are rolling on because we've got ourselves another AL East battle. Big stakes right now. These Boston Red Sox, big win yesterday against the Toronto Blue Jays. Are they seeing the ball like a beach ball coming across the plate? They very well might be. I was off yesterday. I thought the Blue Jays would come out there, want to handle business against this Red Sox team. Yeah, Red Sox were in travel. Red Sox had that big Sunday night baseball game. And we always see these unders out for these Sunday night baseball games. Yet last night, the Red Sox did not show any sign of concern. Talk about the 4-hole. You know who it is. It's our guy, Raphael, not the Ninja Turtle, but the guy that goes out there and crushes righties. Chris Bassett plays well when it comes to, those potential righty spots out there. But a lefty with this guy, I mean, at the end of the day, left-handed hitters, 3.75 OBA against him. 6 of 7 home runs that have been allowed have come at home stadium as well for Chris Bassett, a guy that has a 4.12 at home versus a 3-0 mark when he's on the road out there. And then we look at Raphael, our guy, safely gotten five of his last 6 doubles, home runs. This guy's just going out there getting the ball done. He sees it very well. He's 3 for 8 with 2 homers against Bassett. We talk about Bassett not playing well at home. We talk about Devers and his success rate against Bassett. And here we go. This is the boo-boo spot. Write this one down. The 4-hole at plus 140 is our sweet spot of the night there. I think Raphael and company probably go out there and handle these guys. Look at the number. Red Sox minus 114, the Blue Jays minus 106. I think the books are concerned that Bassett's going to shit the bed tonight. And if he's going to, I want to be there with Raphael Devers to knock this thing out of the yard. 3.75 I mentioned against Bassett. 3 hits, 2 home runs, 3 ribbies, 8 at-bats against this guy. And, we talk about the lefty-righty situation, trying to catch them where they're off mark. 286, one of the highest lefty versus righty matchups for this Boston Red Sox spot. Devers at plus 140, man. Are you kidding me?
Man, you got to love you some Raphael Devers, man. He's actually way hotter than he was last year. He slumped hard. So this year he's coming out a lot better. But the dude's one of the best fucking players in the game when he wants to be. Got to love it. In the boo-boo spot.
In the boo-boo position. We anointed it the boo-boo position last year because we just kept putting it in the bookies boo-boo every single time we had the opportunity. And no Diddy needed there. It was just cash in our pocket.
No Diddy.
Let's roll on. Tampa Bay Rays, Minnesota Twins. Probably my most desired, my favorite spot on the board. And it's not because of the price. I mean, look, the price here, Royce Lewis in the 3-hole destroys righties. He's whacking out there at a 321. Aaron Savale, suspect. You talk about guys that are very vulnerable, I think, in going out there and puking their nuts up. It's certainly Aaron Savale and Royce Lewis. If it wasn't for injuries, we'd be talking about this guy probably in the same statements as Aaron Judge. He's a young guy. He goes out there. He smashes the ball all over the place. He's a consistent hitter. We look at what he's done against Savale. He's got 28 at-bats, 9 hits, 5 home runs, 8 ribbies. I think the Minnesota Twins are my favorite play on the day itself. I think you want to take the juice down and go to the minus 1.5. That's fine. It does look like we have favorable hitting conditions as well. 85 degrees, 67% humidity, and it looks like the wind going right down the dick center field. It should be favorable opportunity for Royce Lewis. He's just back now. What is he, 3 or 4 games back from the most recent rehab stint or most recent injury he's had? But since he's come back, the Twins are finding a new life again. We already saw him go on a 14-game win streak. They kind of fell into the walls there after the Kansas City Royals series. Royce Lewis comes back. They're out there crushing. He's got Carlos Correa in front of him, another guy that's gone out there and owned Savale. 148 at-bats, 46 hits, 4 home runs, 25 ribbies, 311. He should be on base, if not the leadoff guy, Trevor Larnach. And again, priced at plus one. I get so excited. Priced at plus 135. They're telling me this guy's going out there getting it done. Definitely sprinkle this guy's home run opportunity as well. I believe he's around 275 for the home run. All signs point to this guy knocking this thing right out the yard, if not twice.
Who's this guy? I got stoned and was looking at Lodolo's lineup that came out.
Royce Lewis.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I looked at the weather on that, bro. I really don't think that game goes today. I'm not a weatherman. I'm not a fucking weatherman. That's the first thing I'll say. But I didn't see nothing less than 35% chance of showers up to 100% throughout the whole night.
And so, if he doesn't, then we're okay. We'll live on to fight another day.
Even if the game starts and they don't go 8.5 innings and you didn't hit, and they call the game after 7, you get your fucking money back. If you have a legal book, it is. Even most offshores do that too, though. Like they have that game must go at 8.5 innings.
Last game on the card for us here. This is why we got the 5-pack in case we do navigate this time of year, the June month time frame right after Father's Day. Definitely a questionable matter, if you will. And by the way, Sharpie, belated happy Father's Day to you, my guy. Proud papa, I know you are.
Are you a dad, bro? Well,
I am not. Not that I'm aware.
I didn't think you were. I was like, dude, I mean, you want one, bro? I need child support, dog. Mine dipped for a long time. So, Daddy, I love you.
No, they're yours, and you got them. They're all yours.
Hey, no bullshit though. Acuna, first year called up to the playoffs. I had Dodger season tickets. Left left field is where I sat because the smoking section's out there. So I wanted to be able to go smoke and sit
Sure.
down all the time. So that's where I got my tickets. Acuna gets called up. It's playoffs. And I was known as the foul-mouthed, dirty old man who got people going. And sometimes you took the kids away because I was too foul. And so I learned not to be foul-mouthed and to say funny things. And the kids would get involved and stuff, bro. So I literally had the whole left center to left field chanting, "Who's your daddy?" to Acuna because I told him, son, he was 18. I said, son, I love you. I'm sorry I left your mother. I'm back. Bro, he turned around with his glove and was yap, yap, yap. Bro, to the point of I came back next season and someone comes up with me and they're like, bro, are you Acuna's daddy? And I'm like, yeah, bro, that was me. He goes, bro, my son tells everybody to this day about you. But I was like, yeah.
Making the fan experience that much more memorable. Let's go. Sharpie doing what he does. Why wouldn't you be surprised? I'll tell you, I had a story. It didn't end so positively because we were at an AHL playoff game championship, Calder Cup championship during the NHL was on a lockout when I lived in Philly, and I brought my boy down to a Calder Cup finals game. And let's just say it ended with the father turning around and saying, if you open your mouth one more time, I'm going to punch you in the face. I mean, he was F-bombing everything. And he looks at the guy and he's like, F you. I thought I was going to get going. That things were going to pop off. We ended up having to step away to grab a cocktail because it was getting dicey. And my boy was not backing down. Needless to say, this, 7-year-old, I think, was sitting in front of us. And, Papa was just trying to do his best to defend the vulgarity that was coming across the plate like a fastball.
Yeah, I get it, bro, because I mean I learned it the hard way. But you can say other things to get your point across without cursing if there's children around. Not saying I don't watch my mouth all the time. Curse words come out, bro, but it's just like try. If you're in public, try, like come on, bro. Respect that other people aren't okay with it. But yeah, fuck that shit. We're on my show. Let's talk your last prop.
Last one to roll here. I told you there's some angles, there's some spots. There's an opportunity that I'm excited about here. I said this last week. Don't be surprised about these White Sox and what they're able to do maybe going down the long term. They're bullpen sucks, but their first 5, they've been a super profitable team because they're priced so poorly when it comes to the full game, meaning they're like plus 200s because they suck, that those first 5s correlate to some plus money. But as the season has progressed, they started off with just about every single hitter on the IL. Everybody was hurt. Well, now they're all coming back, and this has caused a little creativity around the way that they're dealing with their lineup right now. And I'm going to go, it's projected right now, but I love this opportunity for Corey Julks. I'm not sure, but what I do know about this kid is, first of all, he's priced at plus 210. He crushed it in AA. He crushed it in AAA. Where's he from? Well, he went to college from the University of Houston. He played in that Houston bullpen or that lineup, but there were so many guns out there, they had to move his ass on out to the White Sox. Here he comes in the 5 spot. He's shown some early success. He's going to be going out there against Framber. And, while he doesn't have any current at-bats against Valdez, certainly he's a guy that's capable of putting the ball in the field at any given time. And because he's in that 5 spot with this Lou Bob, Andrew Vaughn, Tommy Pham, even Paul DeJong, we look at what happens here. The number one guy, surprisingly, on this offense for the White Sox, Corey Julks out there, the righty versus the lefty combo. I take that back. Lenya Sosa, 26 at-bats, 9 hits, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs. But here's Julks, 28 at-bats, 9 hits, a home run, and 3 ribbies in this guy's young up-and-coming career. I love the matchup. I don't want to say he's got a chip on his shoulder, but the first opportunity he gets to go back and show this team that got rid of him, they made a mistake. You want to take advantage of it. So I'm going to kind of play that chip angle here with my 5th pick tonight. I love the plus 210 spot. I mean, we've got the nice little Devers, plus 140. We got the opportunity if Royce Lewis game gets going to plus 135. But I think we got 3 great bombs out there, that all have a little incentive, a little experience, and a little bit of go get it doneness for us to go out there and cash some plus 200s as well. What the hell? Why not play the narrative?
Yeah, man, it's a Julkus. Just so you know, I know, I just know it because I watched a bunch of Astros games over the last 3 years because I bet them, and now they're not the fucking Astros. But is it his ring ceremony?
I see it spelled Julks.
Yeah, but they pronounce it Julkus.
Is that right? Is
Yeah,
it the
that's
ring ceremony for this guy? Is he getting the ring now? Coming?
no, because Texas won it last year. He won it with them 2
Yeah,
years
yeah,
ago,
you're
I
right.
think.
You're
Okay.
right.
So that's what I was trying to think. I was like, then it's really like a day to slam this guy. But yeah, definitely like the revenge angle. And Framber just hasn't been Framber. We'll talk about that when we get there. But
Dude,
definitely.
one game every series for this guy. He goes out there and mashes. He gets the first move from Houston, goes over to the White Sox. He's got to play in AAA Charlotte. They call him up immediately. And that first, kind of come back and getting into Major League Baseball, he goes 2 for 3 with a homer and a walk against the Yankees. Doesn't show any fear against the New York Yankees. Then he goes out there, he goes 1 for 3 the following series against the Blue Jays, 2 RBIs and a stolen base as well, playing with confidence. Just last week against the Cubs, 2 for 4, gets a solo home run as well. Young up and comer. I'm excited to see what happens at plus 210. Are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here.
Plus monies. Appreciate you, my bro, as always, bro. I know you're a busy man as you were horse racing this morning, NBA betting last night, your own show Monday through Friday, bro. Just no stop for this man as he does every fucking sport. Let them know where they can find you, what you got going on, and I appreciate you as always for stopping by.
Hell yeah. Listen, Saturdays, we started this thing, Sports Money. Profitable live stream as profitable gets, cashing all over the UFC, winning them contests that are out there, everything and then some. We've morphed, we've evolved. We got ourselves the First Strike that rolls out on Sports Money on Wednesday nights. Get a pre-recorded segment of the best bets that these boys have and their first look at the UFC card. Excited this week, adding new content. I had to finish going through the editing. I am not an editor, but I figured out a way to get it done. We're going to upload the first installment of our golf segment this week. It's coming out here momentarily. So as soon as I get done with you here, we're going to get that thing uploaded. We got pre-gaming Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. and even more to come. We're laying it in for you guys. We want to give you guys them winners. The more you guys subscribe and like the channel, the more content we'll keep releasing for you guys. It's all about just trying to share what my friends and family have to give you guys for getting cash in their pockets. We've been doing it a long time, but we want to give you the opportunity for you guys to get that money as well, Sharpie. So I appreciate you, man. I'm looking forward to getting you back up there on some of the live streams with us as well. And, I know you're a busy man as well. So keep doing your thing. Keep that black book hot, baby. Let's get some money.
Man, I'm just over here slaving in a 95-degree trailer making pizzas, who the fuck wants to? I thought Tennessee was nice because it rained every few days. Bro, it is fucking nasty outside, bro.
Steamy and humid is what my
humid, bro.
Yeah.
Humid. You seriously got to shower 4 times a day just to get the sweat off you if you walk outside. Now, thank God, this beautiful White House that I live in, because I call it the White House. It's like 2 stories on a ginormous, I have a football field in the back. I have so much fucking land, bro. It's crazy, but it's just like, if you don't got air, bro, oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Feeling it.
Well, bro, as always, I appreciate you. We've been doing this for already a while, and I gotta go still talk a couple more pictures. So until next time, everybody, Mikey fucking Mike, Pimp Slap, play of the day in your fucking eye hole with the plus money bets.
Megalodon, the size of really 2 school buses. Are they extinct? Are they extinct?
That's the big question.
What's the new evidence now? A satellite photo near Sao Paulo. When you compare them next to the first photo, I'd say that's a 70-foot shark.
I'd say that's a 70-foot shark. That right there. All right, fellas, let's go talk us a little Padres and Phillies, as I want to talk both these pitchers that are cracking off today. Michael King at the Phillies, striking people out 27% of the time while walking people 9.5% of the time on the year. Morning line was 5.5 minus 105 on DK, where the best line available was 5.5 minus 110 on MGM, but the lineups came out and I believe it started getting steam. So let me pull it up and give you an actual lineup for him, or a legit line. Yeah, minus 140 to the over is the best line you can get now since lineups came out. 27%, like I said, striking people out, 9.5 walk. Did his outs move back up? Yeah, his outs have moved to 17.5 as well. So outs opened at 17.5 minus 140, juice to the under. Now 16.5 minus 140. And then it was 30 minutes ago, 16.5 minus 140. And now it's jumped back up to the 17.5 with Pache coming in for Dahl. Earned runs are 2.5 juice to the over, minus 150 juice to the over. The lineup is out. We've got 5 lefties and 4 righties. King, guys, gets the Phillies, who over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching are walking league average. They're not striking out just 20% of their at-bats with a bottom 10 isolated power. So let's go see who they seen on that I'd bet on. As they'd seen Lance Lynn in these numbers, yet they missed the Sonny Gray game where he went 5 innings versus them and had a 10-piece. They've seen the Brewers with no Peralta, the Red Sox and Mets, who don't have a right-handed pitcher I would bet an over with, and the Orioles, where Grayson Rodriguez hooked me as he went 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had just 6 punch-outs, yet Corbin Burns hit the hook for me as he went 6 innings with 7 punch-outs. So all in all, guys, their numbers are a tad bit fraudulent, as the only 2 guys in these numbers I would bet on had 6 and 7. Now, King did see the Phillies back in April where he went 5.1 innings, gave up 6 runs, but he did strike out 6. And we got a bettable 5.5. So let's do a little line making and see if the line was right where they set it. As he's hit the over 5.5 60% of his last 10, which would equate to a minus 130. Take in they're not striking out, and that's how you get the minus 110. And that's where the line was around. It actually was minus 110 to a minus 125.30, depending on the book. And that's roughly what the line should have been. So if it's there, guys, we want it. As I've been using Chase when running K-props with King this year, and the more I think it's Chase contact. As the 6 teams in the bottom 6 in Chase contact, the A's, where he had 12, the Rockies, where he had 7, went on sea level, 6 versus the Phillies last time, and 6 versus the Reds. Seems like he hit 6 versus teams who don't make contact when they chase, as there were some teams that did chase, but yet they did make chase contact where he didn't hit. So, guys, you give me both, and it's an easy bet. Now, Trey Turner is due back and is in the lineup, yet he's missed 6 weeks and didn't take a rehab game. So I doubt his bat is up to par with Major League pitching. I mean, even if Michael King is a mid-tier pitcher, I still don't expect a guy just to walk straight in and put bat on ball. The hardest fucking thing to do in the world is hit a baseball. Deion Sanders, who's played every freaking sport there is at a high level, has said the hardest thing to fucking do is hit a baseball. And you want to take 6 weeks off, not take a fucking at-bat versus nobody? Now watch Trey Turner go 4 for 4 and hit for the cycle on me, but I'm just being realistic here and with what I got to think, guys. So in this projected lineup, we have 5 of the 9 who don't chase. Yet 7 of those 9 who are league average or worse when it comes to chase contact. With Harper, Castellanos, Dahl, and Stubbs being the ones who chase, and they don't make contact when they chase. Now, at the moment, guys, I'm leaning over, but I have no bet in it, as I would like to see the way the lineup looks, and it came out right as I was doing this show. And I don't have the work done on Pache, as he's the one who came in for Dahl. And I'm not just going to pull the trigger strictly off of, I've got 8 people here. And the way they constructed it, they did not put Castellanos up where they have been, guys, because there's 3 guys who I got who could strike out 1.5 times. So you're going to get Schwarber, Harper, and Castellanos probably 4 times out of them 3, if not more. And now, can you get the rest? Now, the issue here is Baum and Stott, guys, are back-to-back. Those 2 guys, you're not getting them unless it's a foul tip caught or if it's them got caught looking. These guys don't whiff at pitches. They're great at making zone contact. They don't chase. And when they do, they make contact. Just 2 elite dudes. Now, question marks on Trey Turner. Trey Turner does whiff at a sweeper. He does not have good chase contact, guys, and he hasn't batted. So my thing is I think Trey Turner goes down. Now, I do have him for a half right here because by the normal numbers, Trey Turner would be tough. But the fact that this dude hasn't taken at bats, the chase contact's not there, and he does whiff at 1 of his 2 breaking balls, he's going to have action at getting him. Now, like I said, no Baum, no Stott, and you're not getting Marsh either by the numbers either, guys. Like, they're just as good as Stott and Baum. Now, do I want to bet a juiced out 5.5 now when I got 3 guys not striking out and I'm counting on 3 guys to strike out for at least 4 times? Can it happen? Yes. I just think I may be asking for too much. And the way I was actually looking at betting him was pulling him down to 5, hooking him up to Nola in the next one at 4. And it was at minus 120 this morning. It's like minus 155 as I looked at it while Mike was talking RBIs, and I'm not looking to bet that as nah. So once I go do the Pache and his numbers, hopefully he could be a flat out 1. And then I'll look to get in and pay the juice, guys. As I'll say it all the time, I'm not worried if the line moves, if the juice goes, if the bet cashes, it cashes. I mean, do you want to be on the lower side of the juice? Yes. Am I willing to pay minus 140 on King? Probably not. But if I do, I'll find somebody that I love today and I'll pull him down to like 3 strikeouts to get the juice down. So that's the way I'll probably do it. Gotta check the numbers for Pache for me, and I will tweet out if I pull the trigger on King. For me, though, it still is over or nothing, is even if Pache doesn't make chase contact, that is 6 guys in this lineup who don't make contact when they chase. And yeah, that seems to be the thing where this man averages 6 or more. Now, with Dahl out the lineup, we do lose one of the guys who do chase and don't make contact. Where we had 4, we're now down to 3 with Stubbs, Castellanos, and Harper. Those 3 right there, I don't know about Pache yet, but those 3 right there, they chase, they don't make chase contact, and they whiff at least 3 of the 4 of this man's pitches, as well as a couple other like Castellanos and Schwarber guys who, yeah, they don't chase, or Castellanos chases. Yeah, Schwarber doesn't chase, but when he does, the contact isn't there. He whiffs league average at a fastball. He whiffs at a sinker, which is rare, guys. You don't see guys whiffing at a sinker. He whiffs at a sweeper and a changeup, guys. So being at the top of the lineup, man, Schwarber is the type of guy that could cash your over on a K-prop or get you murdered, as this dude could bomb you twice. So depends how Schwarber wants to be when he shows up, guys, because Schwarber and Harper are going to be key to this over, as they're the 2 in the top 3 that you're going to have to get at least 3 from, in my personal opinion. And you don't want to be hoping to get Balmer Stott at the end, guys. You just don't, because it ain't happening. Appreciate you guys all for tuning in. If you like what you're hearing, smash the damn like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button as well. Next guy on the board, guys, you're going to see a lot of people out there talking, this is an under and this is an under. And I'm not saying it ain't. Not saying it ain't. I just don't think it's going to be as easy as what it seems. Aaron Nola versus the Padres, striking people out 22% of the time while walking people just 7% on the year. Morning line, 4.5 minus 140, juice to the over, and that's where you can get now, 4.5 minus 140 on FanDuel, and his pitching out's 18.5 minus 115 at a pick'em. You rarely see that, guys. I don't think I've seen that this year. That's some Sandy Alcantara shit or some Shane Bieber shit when a guy's a pick'em at an 18.5 for his outs. Earned runs are 2.5 minus 120 as a pick'em as well. Projected lineup is 5 lefties, 4 righties. I'm sure their lineup came out, but let me check. I'm sure it did. Actually, I don't see it yet. So let's talk Nola. Nola gets the Padres, guys, who over the last 15 days, they're not walking, only striking out 15% of their at-bats with a top 5 isolated power. So as always, guys, we like to say, who the hell have you seen in that time span? As they've seen a bunch of teams, I wouldn't look to bet a right-handed pitcher, as none of my guys have seen the Padres in the last 15 days. Now, I'm not going to say their numbers are fraudulent, but I'm going to say they're just a tad bit fraudulent. Now, their K percentage is their K percentage. It's one of those freaking numbers where it is what it is. They're the Padres, guys. They are one of the top teams in baseball and not striking out. They are the only team in baseball that are top 3 in zone contact and chase contact, as there's only one other team that qualifies for the top 5 in those categories, and that's the Astros. Now, I talked about this, guys, back in April and didn't have the balls to pull the trigger. And Nola went out there, went 8 innings with 10 strikeouts versus a lineup that said no to an over like today. And what I talked about, guys, is what I seen in person a few years back with Nola. Nola versus the Padres in San Diego. He almost threw a no-hitter as he made it to the ninth before giving up a hit and had 11 plus strikeouts that day. Something I picked up on then that I've been able to use versus the Padres. Guys with knuckle curves do damage to this team, as that's the pitch they have had issues with when it comes to striking out. Now, a lot of these analytic plays, when you look at freaking curves, they rarely will show you knuckle curve. They're just going to group it with a curve. It's a different fucking pitch, fellas. Now, the only reason why I haven't jumped on the over 4.5 flat out, guys, is this is not the same Padres, let alone the same ones he's seen back in April, as Peralta and Arraez are now in this lineup, who both have 12 at-bats versus Nola lifetime, with only Peralta striking out one time. Add in Profar, and we got a guy who's only struck out 2 of his 18 at-bats, and topple that with Nola's K percentage versus lefties being way down this year, as he's only striking them out 17.5% of the time compared to 25% last year. I don't think I can get there. Now, this may be a band spot, guys, but they don't offer 4-5, yet I do lean the over 4.5, as yes, 3 of them will be tough to strike out. I get that. But he owns Cronenworth. Yes, he's a lefty, Machado, and Tatis. And those 3 alone can account for 5 by themselves. Now, I'm not betting it over on 3 guys, but I'm also not looking to go under either when he's seen these 3 guys, and they're striking out 39% of their at-bats versus him with no one less than 7 at-bats, and no one's lowest K percentage, and the lowest K percentage of those 3 is 33%. So the over is actually there, guys, and the under is there. So this seems to be a straight stay away, guys, or over if you want, as the K percentage versus lefties should come back to life, guys, throughout the season. I don't think it will versus Arraez, but it shows his put away pitch is the change to lefties, as well as the curve, and the whiff isn't there on that pitch yet. So I go check the break on it, and they're actually both up on the vertical and horizontal. So we should start to see a few more Ks. With that pitch, guys, just not sure if it's today. So all in all, guys, knuckle curve versus Padres is either over or nothing, as I just don't think I want an over with a guaranteed 3 guys not going to strike out, with another 3 in this lineup that are elite at zone and chase contact. So, guys, I mean, I get it if you're on the over. I personally haven't put my nuts on the table. Like I said, I wanted the 5-4 with King and Nola this morning, and the juice just has gone out of this world on it to where I'm not betting it to where it's gone to now. So I'm going to check it out. I know the lineups are on their way. I just don't think I can get there to the over today unless they want to pull some janky-ass bullshit and back Cronenworth, Tatis, and Machado all in the top 5, where Nola could see them 3 times guaranteed. Then I just got to fall in the 2 strikeouts, because he's guaranteed to strike those guys out a third of the time. It's what is he going to do versus the rest. So it's one of those days where you do a lot of work and you're like, dude, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to bet this giant monster next to me then, huh? That's what I'm going to do. Nick Lodolo at the Pirates, striking people out 25.5% of the time, while walking people just 6.5% on the year. Morning line was 6.5, even money on MGM, where you can get a 6.5 minus 106 on FanDuel 30 minutes prior to the show. The lineup did come out, so let's go check it now. It's now minus 113 to the 6.5 on FanDuel is the best line you'll be able to get. Pitching out 17.5, minus 140 juice to the over, whereas earned runs are at a 2.5, minus 140 juice to the under. The lineup is out. We've got 9 righties, no lefties. Lodolo gets his shot at the Pirates, guys, who over their last 200 plate appearances versus lefties are striking out. We already know they're the Pirates, 25.5%. They're not walking, which is a no-no. And they're bottom 6 in isolated power. And we get a 6.5 at even money? Well, guys, Lodolo's only hit that 6.5 number 3 of his last 10 games, while being 7 of 10 to the 5.5. So they have to put him up there, guys. And if he even had a 40% win percentage of the 6.5, we'd be looking at a minus 130. So the fact that he's only hit it 3 out of 10 is the fact why it was even money, in my opinion. Now, guys, I think the line's right. Now, do we want to get in? Is the question, guys. And that's what I'm always going to say is we need to always look and see who they've played. But before we do that, guys, we've got to talk about what Lodolo's done to this team throughout his career. Lodolo has owned this team throughout his career. Now, granted, the only one that's going to be in this lineup that's seen him more than 10 at bats is McCutchen, who has struck out 4 of his 12. But he has seen Reynolds and he has seen Hayes 6 at bats as well, where Hayes has struck out 2 of his 6 and Reynolds just 1 of his 6. But if we look by the numbers, it says Hayes should be tough. So the fact is if he can get Hayes, oh boy. But let's go see who they've played in this time span, guys, as they played the Dodgers, Blue Jays, Twins, Cardinals, all who don't have a lefty I would bet on. They got Scooby snacked as Scooby went 7 innings of no-run ball with 8 punch-outs, and that's who they've seen in these numbers, Scooby. And they're not hitting, and they're striking out. Yeah, they're in for some damage today, guys. Let me talk to ya. If you can't hit bums, you're not going to hit Lodolo. If you're striking out the bums, you're probably striking out to Lodolo. Now, it's not that easy, right? It is that easy. I talk about it all the time, guys. I like to compare guys to pitchers. That's one thing I do like to do. I compared Miller to Gosman earlier, and you'll hear me talk about it all the time. I like to compare Lodolo to Sale as I talk about it. They have the 2 most awkward deliveries from the left-handed side. When they release the ball, it's literally facing the first base dugout behind a lefty's back. So it's not surprising to see no lefties, as it'd be smart, as he's got a career 32% strikeout rate versus lefties compared to 27.5 from the right-handed side. Now, I know he's got no lefties in here, guys, but it's something that I had to look at. His K percentage versus lefties is way down this year. So I go look at his pitch mix to see what's up, and it's his curveball. It's up 1.5 miles per hour, yet down 2.5 inches of vertical and horizontal break from where he was last season. And if we go back to 22 numbers, it just seems to be 2.5 inches of horizontal movement. And that, guys, to a lefty is the pitch that breaks away from him. Now, the 12-6 motion's down. It's just not tailing from a lefty. So the whiff is there. The chase is not to a lefty. So something to take into when we go look at it, or next time he comes out and we do see something into a lefty. But wish we could have got Cruz in the lineup, but wishing gets you nowhere, guys. Now, I had the lineup drawn out with Grandal in it. Grandal is the only one that was not put into this lineup, as they put Daly or whatever the hell you want to say his name as catcher today. And when I do the rough math, guys, I come up with 6.5 on a bad day for Lodolo. And if they want to give you like even money and minus 110, I don't hate it. But like I said, they're not hitting. They're not hitting bum lefties. What's going to change when they see a good lefty? So I'm going to take Lodolo down to 6+, and I'm taking the Pirates team total under 4.5. And I got minus 110 on DraftKings with the same game parlay, as I'd rather be safe than sorry. 6.5 on a bad day, that ends at 6 for me. Now, can he go out there and run it up? Yes, he can. I won't be mad, but I still don't see them hitting him today at all. So give me some Lodolo 6+, same game parlay with the team total of the Pirates under 4.5 at minus 110. Do me a favor, guys. If you like what you're hearing, smash the like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button as well. Nummies. Framer Valdez, guys, at the White Sox, striking people out at an 18.5% clip. Trash, while walking people 7% of the time. Morning line, 5.5 even money on DraftKings, where the best line available to that 5.5 is minus 130 on MGM. Pitching out 17.5, minus 225 juice to the over, whereas earn runs 1.5, minus 150 juice to the over as well. Another lefty who's going to be projected to see 9 righties without a lefty. Framer gets the White Sox, who over the last 200 plate appearances versus lefties, their walking league average, striking out 23% of their at-bats with a top 8 isolated power. So let's go see who they've seen in that time span. And these numbers go back to May 24th. They've seen the Diamondbacks, the Mariners, the Red Sox, all who don't have a lefty I'd bet and over with. The Cubs, where Shota had 6 strikeouts but gave up 6 runs, technically 1 earned run, and only went 4.1 innings. As oof, that's tough. I didn't even write that in there. That just flashed back to me. It was a rain delay in that game. They stopped the game for about 40 minutes on Shota right there. He had a 1-2 count. I've never seen them stop it middle of a count. I needed 6.5 strikeouts that day. They stopped it on a 1-2 fucking count. And then he didn't come back out after the rain delay. Sorry, guys. Just flashback. That hurt. All right, guys. Then they seen the Brewers, the Blue Jays, and the Orioles. Once again, not a lefty I'd bet on. So they did get to Shota, guys, but the 23K% is actually worse in my opinion. Now, Pham is back in the lineup as well as Roberts, so maybe 23% is what it should be. As Pham is tough and Roberts can be had. Now, up until these numbers, guys, their isolated power was garbage. As every lefty I'd bet on, guys, has went out there and shut them down. As even Rodon's bitch ass went out there, 6 innings, 2 earned runs with 6 strikeouts. Nestor, 7 innings, 1 earned run, hit his K-prop over 5.5 on his last batter. Thank you, Jesus. Lodolo, 5.2 innings, 0 runs with 10 punch-outs. Abbott, 7 innings, 1 earned run with 3 strikeouts. Skubal, 6 innings, 0 earned runs with 6 strikeouts. So, yeah, guys, the K's ain't always been there versus this team. But my lefties, the team total under has been hitting. And I know this is a prop show, but that's the way my mind is pointing me before the lineups even come out for Valdez. But then I have to ask for the Astros bats if I was going to actually look at him, Valdez, for the win. But then I was like, then I got to ask for the Astros bats to be there. And I personally try to single out what I'm looking at, and I try to ask one person to do his job. If we look at the past history, guys, we only have 4 guys who have seen him 7 or more at bats, with Pham and Mendick and Roberts only striking out 4 of their 24 at bats versus Valdez, as Vaughn has seen him 17 times and struck out 5. And it's not the end-all be-all if you want the over, as Pham is tough. Past history shows he can get Vaughn. Roberts is gettable. And then it falls off a fucking cliff afterwards, guys, with no Benintendi or Lopez in this projected lineup. Now, a lot will look at the batting average against, as 3 of the 4 guys who have seen him have a great batting average against Framber Valdez. Look at those hits, fellas. 14 hits off of Framber Valdez from those 4 guys I named. 2 of them were extra bases. Every other base, 12 of the 14 hits were fucking singles. Now, I wish he was at home, guys, because we know how I would be in, and you know how I would play this. He's a ground ball pitcher. He's a sinker baller. Yeah, he gives up hits. That's what happens. But then you get that double play, but you can't guarantee that double play in Chicago, where I can guarantee you that double play in Philly. I can guarantee you that double play in Houston. Did you not watch the Philly game, the guys that bet it with me last night? Did you not see every time they got on, it was a double play for Sanchez or a strike him out, throw him out? Like, it was beautiful. It was just like, mwah. But we are in Chicago. And to me, it's either over or nothing on the K prop. But yet I thought maybe I want to take them down, same game parlay them, and take the team total down as well with the Chicago White Sox. Then I started to thinking about Maldi. And at times, guys, Framber Valdez can get in his panties. He has legit feelings that come out when on the mound. He gets frustrated very easily. And if anybody knows how to get underneath the skin of Framber Valdez, what he likes, what he doesn't like, where he's going to throw the ball, what he wants to throw the ball, is his freaking best friend and his freaking catcher since he came into the league, and Martin Maldonado on the other side, guys. So that's probably going to end up keeping me off, is a guy that knows the pitcher more than the pitcher knows himself, guys. And I think Framber should go out and shove today. Think don't pay the fucking bills. There's something in me telling me that if he doesn't, it's Maldi, bro. Maldi knows this guy inside and out. Maldi is one of the best defensive game-calling catchers in the league. The dude has no bat. The dude is garbage. He was only on the Astros to catch JV and Framber Valdez because he is that fucking dude. And since then, they've been trying to find that dude, and Diaz seems to be the better strikeout percentage. If you're looking at Valdez, you're going to want to see Diaz behind the plate catching him. And the other one that they've been using is, I believe it is Caratini. He tends to go deeper with, tends to pitch to more contact with. So, two things I've learned: Diaz, he wastes pitches a lot with. You want that for a K prop. You want a guy, and his K percentage is higher with Diaz, where he pounds the zone a lot more with Caratini and tends to go deeper. So, this to me, I'll probably leave alone. I need to go dig into the Phillies lineup a little bit more. I need to look at the Padres lineup now that it came out. Right now, I have a same game parlay with Lodolo, 6+. The team total of the Pirates taken to 4.5 under, and that's at -110. Go back and listen to the Bryce Miller guys. If anything, just understand that nothing in life is free, and FanDuel has showed us the way and the cards. And speaking of the last guy I wanted to touch on today, I'm not going to do a crazy breakdown, but at least that his numbers moved to a 5.5 everywhere. But Walker Buehler, guys, under or nothing today. And you might see me tweet out that I'm on the under. We played him over 5.5 versus the Rockies at home, and we talked about it back then, guys. This guy struggles in Colorado with his pitch mix. And he's played the majority of his games versus Colorado in Colorado over those last 3-4 seasons. Granted, he missed last year. And that's why we jumped on the 5.5 and got great money, guys, is because it was in LA. I went back and dug through and seen all these freaking stats and shit are in Colorado. Matter of fact, let's just pull it up right now and show you what Walker Buehler has done in Colorado over his career. And the place that I go check this type of stuff is at StatMuse. So Walker Buehler, I can't spell, but thank God they can. Walker Buehler's game log versus Rockies. Here we go. Let me share the screen for you guys so we can talk this out with each other. And I can tell you why, if I pull the trigger, I'm going under on my boy, Walker Buehler. Present. Share screen. Share screen. Walker Buehler. Share. All right. Let me make sure that we're sharing. There we go, guys. So we're gonna go over to StatMuse and we're gonna check it out, guys. I'm gonna scroll through it and talk real quick and show you what this man has done in Colorado. Here we go, guys. This year we bet him the over 5.5. Why? Because he was fucking home. What did he do? 6 innings pitched. What did he do? He went and hit our K prop, 7 strikeouts. Then he missed the year before because of second Tommy John. Then we go back to Colorado. 5 strikeouts, 5 innings. Colorado, 2 strikeouts, 3.2 innings. At Colorado, 7 innings pitched. He did have 8 strikeouts. At Colorado, 6 innings pitched. He had 4 strikeouts. Home. 4 strikeouts, 5.2 innings. Home, 5 innings, 4 strikeouts. Go back through his fucking career, guys. One time in Colorado has this man had more than 6 strikeouts. And let me tell you, Colorado's been bad for a long time, guys. It's not just this year. They decided not to hit a baseball. So, yeah. Catch my drift? His pitch mix don't play in Colorado. Another reason why I don't bet people in Colorado their very first time. I need to see if your shit plays. It just is what it is. Sometimes that thin air just don't work the way it should work, guys. So appreciate you guys all for tuning in. I'm going to run through this lineup work, check the whiff and stuff on some other things. As lineups, guys, it's not just write-ups. So you do write-ups and then I got to do lineups, and that's what I talk about. This show does take a lot out of my time. The lineups alone take an hour and a half, but I do the lineups for myself. It's the show. I type everything that I freaking do here, guys. I type it out, and then I read it out and give you guys my opinions. Once again, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. And it is what it is. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. This is the Balking Dead. We will be back Friday with my boy Spin Dog Sports as we talk us a little bit more pitch and props. Until then, guys, smash the like button and enjoy this freaking song from this new band that I ran into.
That mean I don't give a fuck. Cause if I do it, then I do it for the love. But lately I've been feeling that isn't enough. I can't stay if there's no respect. I got a life to lead, a family to protect. You got a choice to make. You're gonna stay or go. I'm gonna take the jump, so look out below. There's no love lost. Protect your peace at all costs. If you didn't know, if it's gone, let it go. Cause you never really had it at all. While I try to define just where I'm headed on this path of mine. Well, everything comes at a cost, and I'm taking account of what I lost. I got no regrets, and I'll never forget that every step I made was with good intent. There's no love lost.